What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode number 82 today of the My Player Career Mode. And in this one, we are going to be starting the World Cup in 2022. We're into the group stage. It is here finally, guys. It's chance for Ben and England to redeem themselves from their last two international I guess you could say, failures. They were knocked out on penalties out of the last European Championships and out of the last World Cup. So, in many ways, a little bit to prove for Ben and England, showcasing why they can win something here in these internationals. But first, they've got a group stage to get through. They've got Wales in their group. They've also got the Czech Republic and South Africa. So three sides that they should be able to beat. Of course, they're not going to be easy games, but they on paper should be the better of the sides. The first one is against Wales, and that'll probably be the harder game of the group, mixed in there with the other two. We'll see how it goes on anyways, but you guaranteed 3 games in today's episode, because there's always 3 games in the group stage. So no matter what happens, we'll have to play all 3 in the episode, unless, of course, Ben isn't picked for one. But you'd like to think he's got bags of quality. Sure, he's going to be selected for these games. And the first one, as I said, against Wales, we're going to see how it's going to play. In terms of the Welsh team, they've got players in there that can cause danger. You know, they've still got Gareth Bale, Ramsey's in there. They've even got, I think Woodburn is in there. Regan Poole, of course, Ben's teammate at Manchester United, who Mourinho favours a lot. He is also in the side. They've got some decent players, but overall, I feel like England have the better side. And it really did show in the first 10 minutes here, because Ben skipped past one tackle, found Marcus Rashford, and just like that, England took the lead in the game. Now, you know, Ben knows all about Gareth Bale. He was his teammate at Real Madrid. And just as I say that, these two, Rashford and Ben, we were used to seeing them in Real Madrid linking up just to score goals. Well, it's back at it again, because for England, these two are probably going to have a big competition. And if anybody's got to step up and be the man to carry this England team, it's going to have to be a big, big competition from Ben. He's going to have to play his probably his best football in order to give England a chance at winning this World Cup. And of course, he's going to lay them on the plate. We're just going to have to hope that Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford and Raheem Sterling as the front three are going to be able to finish them off. And that's exactly what Rashford did for the first goal of the episode. But it got better for England, because again, they were controlling the play here. And 16 minutes in, Ben picked up the ball quite a way away actually, but started on this run, gets past his man, cuts it back, lovely little turn, gets inside. Too much time, too much space to pick out his pocket, and there you go. He slots home with a lovely curling left-footed strike towards the corner of the goal. And as I said, Wales just gave him far too much time. You can't allow a player of his quality to have that much time and space on the ball, because he's going to do that to you. So just in the matter of, 10, 15 minutes, Wales have gone from 0-0 to 2-0 down, and not exactly the start that they would have been hoping to their World Cup group stage. And it would be nice as well, as I say, to see Wales go through. You know, being from England, they are the closest one in terms of this group stage, so it would be nice to see England and Wales go through to the next round. So hopefully they can bounce back if they do lose this one and try and get the right results in the final two, so we can see them going through to the knockout rounds as well. But in the stroke of half-time, I thought for a second Wales had got themselves back in this game. A lovely move, ending up with a strike at the right-hand side. Unfortunately, though, wasn't good enough to really test the goalkeeper. And at that just summed up their first half, to be honest. But as you move into the second, just before we go into the second, England did have a chance right as the half-time whistle was probably going to come. Rashford finding Ben. Ben eventually squeezes a strike away. It's a good save, though, from the Wales goalkeeper. And that did take us into the half-time whistle. There you go. So moving to the second half, again, England looking to pretty much pick up where they left off. Control the play again. Ben down the left-hand side. Lovely little footwork to get inside his man. Lovely piece of skill. Squares it across the face of goal. And somehow it wasn't 3-0. Massive credit goes to the Wales goalkeeper. Take a look at this for a save. It's straight there. Chamberlain, goal gaping. All he's got to do is score. Keeper makes himself big. It hits him on the face. Comes back off the post. And it is not England 3 to the good. I honestly don't know how that wasn't 3-0. Phenomenal save with the goalkeeper's face there to stop us from finding that third goal. But moving on, the chance from there didn't end. We pretty much created it straight after again. Another good England move, and this is good to see. If we want to go far in the competition, they're going to have to create moves like this. And the latest one came back off the woodwork there. Very close to another chance for 3-0. But unfortunately, again, the ball staying out of the goal. But again, England, they were dominating pretty much. And once again, it was that man on your screen who had most of the play in today's game. Not the best finish in the world, not the best goalkeeping when you consider the fact that literally moments ago, he made an unbelievable save to stop England from going 3-0 up. Then he does this. I don't particularly know what happened. It's not the cleanest strike in the world, as I've said from Ben. It's not the greatest strike. He's not going to hit. He's not going to run around celebrating like a madman after that, because the keeper should save it. I don't know what on earth that dive was from him and how he hasn't kept that one out. So I'm not going to go ahead and say that that's an unbelievable strike and it deserved to go in. But given the fact that he did make a world-class save literally 4 or 5 minutes ago, to then concede that, I felt like it was a little bit, I'd say, easy from the goalkeeper. So, yeah, slightly disappointing from that. But as I said earlier, I do want to see Wales go through, so hopefully they can bounce back in the correct way. Even though they're 3-0 down in this one, and not really in the game. Again, England with the latest of the chances, 71 minutes in. Ben loves picking up this left-hand side. He's always seems to be in these kind of areas, just running down the wings, looking to get it to the byline and cross it in. Unfortunately, doesn't get credited the assist here because his cutback was going in, but then Rashford decided he was going to steal the goal at the last second and smash it over the line just to make sure. You can see his cutback here, it was put into the box. And it was going in, but then Marcus Rashford just made sure. So Ben doesn't get the assist credit for it. Nevertheless, England 4-0 up and looking very good indeed for this one here. Wales did have a chance at a consolation. It was a nice move from them to get themselves it. It was a good win back from Allen in the middle of the park. Gave it to Gareth Bale, who used his pace as advantage. Gets down the right. Not really in the position you want with a right foot, but it's a good strike nonetheless. And it's inches away from the bottom corner. From giving Wales a consolation, that would have been all it would have been, though, because there was 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, so not too much time for Wales to really make anything else happen. But yeah, disappointing performance from them, you would like to say. And as I said earlier, I hope it doesn't come back to bite them, because I do want to see them going through to the knockout rounds. So hopefully they'll see us in that rounds and they'll get through to like a quarter-final or a semi-final, because it would be nice to see as well. Of course, they did do it in real life in the Euros just gone. They had a good European Championships, and it would be nice to see them get there again in the World Cup. But nevertheless, England 4-0 win, 3 points on the board in the group stage. Dream start for Ben as well. 2 goals and an assist in that one there. Arguably should have had the 2 goals and 2 assists because, as I said, the goal was going in. But Rashford just making sure means he doesn't get the assist credit, which is disappointing. But still, no, doesn't matter. It is still the best start possible. Now, moving into the next one, it's South Africa. And after the first game between South Africa and the Czech Republic, they drew that one. So even though Wales did lose 4-0, they still have a chance at trying to get themselves out of this group stage. A victory against the Czech Republic, if England beat South Africa here, and then, of course, Wales beat South Africa in the next game, they're through. So Wales have to win both games and hope that England win this one here. Well, I didn't even say that. I think they could just win both games against them anyway. So that is how the first game ended between the two in the other game. And I don't know who would be the better side to go through. You know, if South Africa went through or the Czech Republic went through, because, of course, we don't know how it's going to, who the other team is that's going to join us. You'd like to think that England would go through. I don't know which one is going to be the hardest. You know, I said Wales is probably going to be the hardest game, but looking at the way we played in the first game against them, I don't know. So maybe South Africa. I know they've got a lot of pace, but then again, the Czech Republic have a couple of decent players, and there could be quite a difficult team to beat. These sides aren't like phenomenal teams, but on their day, if they play well, you never know what they're capable of, and that's the thing that I like. So this game against South Africa is just one of them that England have to dominate and have to control, basically, and just not allow South Africa to create too much chances. Now, the first chance for England came in the first few minutes, and luckily, they scored it. Ben, in the box, left foot volley, top corner, 1-0 England. Already within the space of the first 4 minutes of this game. And to be honest, I said to you earlier on about the aspect of Ben needing to have a great competition in order for England to do well. But having said that, England's team is full of superstars. They've got Rashford, who's playing his trade at Real Madrid, of course. He was in a Champions League final with Ben down the line. You know, we know he's got quality. He's also going to have a good competition. Sterling on the other wing, for that matter, as well. He is also going to have a good competition. And for that matter as well, Harry Kane is one of the players that, for me, needs to really have a big competition. Because we've seen him play well at Spurs when they featured against Manchester United in the league, of course. And for that matter, in the Champions League, when Spurs knocked them out of the Champions League when Ben was at Manchester United. We saw him play when Ben was at Spurs. We know he's got bags of quality. The only issue is he hasn't really shown his quality in England colours as of yet. So we need Harry Kane to have a big competition. And we also need some of the defenders as well to make sure they're defending to their best of their ability. And something they didn't do was keep South Africa out, because they very nearly found an equaliser in the second half. The crossbar was the thing to deny them that equaliser. Otherwise, it would have been quite disappointing to concede that, to say the least. Crossing towards the middle now, as you can see. England trying to put the pressure on, and they found the second goal of the game to wrap the tie up. I felt like as soon as they got this second one, they'd just go on to win it. And that was not necessarily the best way to get it. You know, it's not the greatest defending in the world from South Africa. We are going to come up against more tough defences. It's not the greatest cross in the world, but it's a fantastic finish. And I have to say, massive credit needs to go to Keane, because he kept his composure, slotted home to make it 2-0, and England now look like they're heading for another 3 points on the board. At this point, Benno got off the field to play. He was substituted because they wanted to keep him fully fit for the final game of the group stage, just to make sure that they would go through as group winners. Kane towards the back post, found Rashford. Rashford looking back towards Harry Kane. Unfortunately, he doesn't get credit with it, because it will be a South Africa own goal. No idea how on earth that actually ended up going in the back of the net, but it did go in regardless. You can see from this angle in a moment, Kane's in there trying to win it. Unfortunately, though, as I said, it does come off the South Africa man. He beats his own goalkeeper through his legs, and it's just agonising for South Africa. I mean, it's one of those games for them that just nothing went right. Nothing went right for South Africa. But already for England, they've scored 7 and conceded 0 in the first 2 games of the group stage, which you have to say, it's to be expected, because the teams they're playing, you know, they haven't really got like a group of death or anything. But that is great. To see them flash flowing, scoring goals for fun and stuff is phenomenal. But I don't quite know what happened, because with 5 minutes to go, they just decided to switch off and gave South Africa an easy chance there. And in the end, we were lucky to not concede. Jack Butland making a good save with his left hand to stop South Africa from grabbing themselves a consolation. Very much like Wales nearly did with Gareth Bale in that game there as well. But before the game ended, South Africa, they tried their hardest to find that consolation. A bit too much, because they allowed too much space in behind, and Harry Kane goes through. We've seen him at Spurs be ever so clinical, and he just doesn't hit the target. I've said it. I don't know what's wrong with him. Just whenever he puts on an England shirt, he just doesn't seem to have the same impact as he did in the Spurs shirt when Ben was there, and, you know, overall. So I don't get what it is. I don't know if it's because he doesn't really work well with this England setup currently that we've got, but yeah, it's weird, because we can't even say it's Ben's fault, because we saw them at Spurs tearing it up. So we've seen them play together before. It's just weird to see the fact that Harry Kane can't finish that chance off, because you would like to say anybody in that position you want, it probably would be Harry Kane, and you would like to say to score it as well. But he doesn't do, but it doesn't matter too much, because England do get the 3-0 victory and another 3 points as well to move forward into. The other game in the Czech Republic versus Wales game, at that point hadn't been played, so I didn't know the result and I didn't know how it finished. All I knew is that this game now for England, all they had to do was win, and they go through as the group winners and will have hopefully an easier time of the knockout round. So there's still a little bit of pressure on England here. They are the favourites going into this game against the Czech Republic, and of course there is still that top spot to try and secure. We'll see how that's going to pan in just a moment's time. But Harry Kane again in the side, hopefully will be the man to get a goal today. Just give him that little bit of confidence that he needs going into the group stages. But that is how it looked. So unfortunately, Wales did fall to a defeat to the Czech Republic, which means they cannot get themselves out of the group stages. So sadly, we will not be seeing Gareth Bale in the next round with Aaron Ramsey and those guys. You know, we won't be seeing Woodburn or Wales for that matter in the knockout rounds. And as I said, it's a bit disappointing, but it's the way it goes sometimes. I would have liked to have seen them through. But at the end of the day, from here on out, I don't mind out of South Africa or the Czech Republic, either one of those who go through. It really doesn't bother me one little bit. That is the side. So at the moment, it is literally England and Czech Republic playing this one out to see who will go through. Because for the Czech Republic, if they lose to England and South Africa get the right result against Wales, South Africa can still make it through. For England, though, victory will mean they top the group. So that's all they got to do. And Ben scored the first goal of the game inside 18 minutes. Just a world-class finish, in all honesty. Picks up the ball, just keeps his composure, calmness, just takes it around his defender. Bang, slots home. England lead by a goal to 0. And at that point, I was thinking, this is going to be a good competition for England and Ben, because he is playing out of his mind right now. England are scoring for fun. I am really looking forward to watching them play against the likes of Argentina, Spain, Italy, Germany. If we meet Spain or Italy or Germany, for that matter, the two sides that knocked us out last time in the European Championships and the World Cups last time, I don't think those games will go to penalties now. I am firmly confident that we will score in normal time if, though, we get one of those ties. Of course, it could be anybody in the knockout rounds. We don't know who we're going to get, but we do know we've been knocked out by Germany in the past. We do know we've been knocked out by Italy on the past, both to penalties. I don't think it would go to penalties if we played them in this competition this time around. I'm confident in the boys that they will score goals for fun, and somebody who is doing at the moment is Ben. I thought he got himself a second, but sadly wasn't meant to be there as he struck his effort goalwards. The keeper made a decent save, though, to stop him making a second goal. And as we move into the second half, Harry Kane feeding Ben again. Lovely little turn. Gets inside. It's 2-0 England. Ben yet again on the score sheet for the second time in today's game. And he's just having the time of his life right now. He's loving it up there. Basking in all the glory. All the fans loving it as well. It's the second goal for him. England heading for 3 victories in their group stage. All I'm going to say is, bring on Germany. Bring on Italy. Bring on anybody at this point. Literally anybody, bring them on. England, they're playing good. I feel confident. I think we're going to go on to win this. So that's where today's poll is going to come in, guys. If you want to vote, who do you think is going to win this year's World Cup of this series? As Ben assists to make it 3-0. I'll leave some answers up at the top right. I'm not going to do them all. In fact, no, I can't do that because it only gives you 5 choices or something. And there's going to be 18 teams or whatever. Okay, let me rephrase the question. The question will be, where do you think England are going to finish? That's the better question. So, because we know they're out of the group, where do you think they will finish? Do you have the quarterfinals? Is it round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and final, or winner? I think they're the 5 options that I can give you. So, let me know what you think. Voting in the poll at the top right-hand side. Of course, we did this before. Well, you guys got it wrong last time, mainly because I just suck at FIFA and couldn't win. As Ben caps off his hat-trick there in the 90th minute and ends it off in the best way possible. 4-0 victory for England. We are loving life. Let me know where you think England will finish. As I said earlier, bring on anybody. We are so good right now. I feel so confident ahead of that next episode. By the way, next episode will be live. I will be able to put on the face cam for you all to enjoy as well, so hopefully that will be a good episode. Please note, though, it will be pre-recorded because I am working 3 12-hour shifts in a row this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I will have to get ahead on videos and make sure that I actually have videos going out. So if you leave a comment on today's episode telling me to do something like change Ben's hair, change his boots, change something, it won't be acted upon for the next episode, so please bear that in mind, guys. But for now, that's how that game ended. 4-0 win. Decent. We'll check out the draw in just a moment and see who has pulled who for this next round of the World Cup in the knockout rounds, because I, as I say, would love to come up against Germany or Italy because I just feel like we've got a little bit of unfinished business there. In terms of the other game, though, Wales and South Africa played out a 1-1 draw, which means the Czech Republic are through to the knockout rounds with England despite losing the game against them. So that's not terrible. And as you can see, you might have been able to see it just there. It is actually Ivory Coast who England have pulled for that next game. That's how it looks for the goals and assists so far in this World Cup competition. A lot of sick players on show in this competition. Mbappe as well, going to be an unbelievable player for France probably now. But if you want to check it out, just pause it and you'll be able to see every single draw in more detail. Other than that, though, guys, I will see you all for the next episode of this very, very soon. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell. You never miss an upload. And I will catch you all for the round of 16 against the Ivory Coast next episode. Don't you miss it. Adios!